Yo, whether you watching from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, moviepilot.com, or YouTube itself. What up, world? Um, it's May, man. It's movie talk. I post my movie talk at the end of every month, man. If you watch every month, man, I appreciate it. Um, and for the longest time, I really couldn't think of a topic for the month, and then Snatch came out, Baywatch came out, both R-rated comedies. So I was just like, I haven't done my favorite R-rated comedies list before, so let's talk about that. And man, my video, my channel, my rules, man, I can make them or break them whenever I want to. These aren't necessarily ranked; they're not in any specific order, just the way that they're listed in my phone. The first one that I have listed is Pineapple Express, and Pineapple Express is absolutely hysterical. It was really the first time that I had seen James Franco do this type of movie before, man, coming off the Spider-Man trilogy. And he plays the role that you would kind of expect Seth Rogen to play. Seth Rogen plays the straight guy. James Franco plays the weed dealer. He has the cross joint. There's a mixture of confusion. Like, James Franco wants a friend. Seth Rogen just wants to buy his drugs and be on his way. And Seth Rogen witnesses a crime. He goes back to Franco, and by one action, 10-year movie, man, I could talk about it in obscene detail. I know everybody's seen it. But to save spoilers for those who haven't, I'm going to try to be a little discreet. So, Seth Rogen makes a decision that links the bad guys back to him and James Franco. And then it's basically like the most absurd action comedy ever. But it's hysterical, man. It was the first time that I had seen Danny McBride in a movie, period. And now through this, of course, stuff like Observe and Report, This Is the End, Eastbound and Down, Vice Principals. I think he's one of the funniest dudes acting. And if you're like, I don't want to go see Alien Covenant because I think Danny McBride is gonna be too funny, he's one of the best parts of that movie. My review for that is definitely posted. And I just don't like, if you like comedies, if you like weed comedies, I don't know how anybody hasn't seen Pineapple Express. Next, I will talk about Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Like, probably the most underrated R-rated comedy I can think of. Jason Segel is a composer for a show, and he's dating that show's star, the super fine Kristen Bell. And she leaves him, let's put it like that, for Flavor of the Month rock star Aldous Snow. To get over the heartbreak, he goes to like a Hawaiian resort or some shit, and lo and behold, go figure, what are the odds? She's there with Aldous Snow, and then just endlessly funny, man, endlessly quotable. Man, there was a stretch where Jason Segel was just popping up in these ridiculously funny comedies. Actually, like this and I Love You Man might be like the only two. They're the only two that come to mind. But this is another one that I think should be seen by all comedy fans. Next on my list, I got The 40-Year-Old Virgin. And this was the movie that introduced me to Judd Apatow. You kind of knew who Steve Carell was from Bruce Almighty, but this like made him like a movie star too. And, I mean, the title says it all, man. A 40-year-old guy who has never penetrated anything. And the situations that he gets into that he's just trying to talk to girls. And he's taking advice from Seth Rogen, Paul Rudd, and Romany Malco. And they all have different viewpoints on how to pick up females. And Steve Carell finds himself taking all this advice and just getting himself into just funny ass hysterical situations along the way. After that, I got Step Brothers, man. 2008 was a great year for comedy. I have one, maybe two more 2008 comedies on this list. But man, it's like Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly are both in their 40s, but they still both live with their single parents of the opposite gender. They the dialogue, man, like Adam McKay's movies are epic for comedic dialogue. And this one is probably my second favorite. This is my second favorite Adam McKay directed movie behind Anchorman. And I can't talk about Anchorman because it was rated PG-13. But once Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly meet, I mean, off jump, you have to call me Dragon. Well, you have to call me Nighthawk. And then what he said, I'm gonna put a bear trap between your legs while you're asleep. And then like the boats and hoes, how they bond because of Will Ferrell's douchebag brother. Catherine Hahn talking about rolling John C. Reilly up into a little ball, shoving her into her vagina, and when she feels the tickle, she'll just know it's him. Gosh, man, it makes me want to watch the movie right now. Prestige worldwide, wide. Next, I think if I had to make a list and rank these, this would probably be number one. But next, just the way they're written in my phone, I got Friday. Just two homeboys, man, Craig and Smokey, just chilling outside, just chilling on the porch on a Friday, and a lot of shit goes down. From, I mean, I could damn near quote the entire script, man. Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. Before I went to bed last night, did I ask you to take out the trash? Yeah. So why didn't you do it? I fell asleep. Boy, I wish you would sleep right now. I'll wake your ass up with a left hook, make your ass wake up, and take out that damn trash. Hey. What are you doing? Throwing this away. We ain't got no milk. Better put some water on that damn shit. How the hell you gonna get fired on your day off? Debo come through. They get in the Stanley crib. Ezel talking about, I'm suing y'all. I want $150,000, but we can settle it out of court right now for $20. And then that's F. Gary Gray that's mopping that floor in there, the director of the movie. Bet y'all ain't know that. Just the very end, man. It's like one of the best endings to a movie, man. Friday is one of my favorite movies of all time, man, if y'all haven't noticed. Next, to stay in the avenue of the marijuana-themed comedies, I got more on here than I thought I would, to tell you the truth. Harold and Kumar, man. We could talk about the series. I just want to talk about the first one. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. I think it's the funniest. My wife would pick Guantanamo Bay. And then one of the best 3D experiences I've ever had in the theater was Harold and Kumar. So kudos to that one. But yeah, two homeboys, man, just trying to get some munchies, and they see this commercial for some White Castle, and between like hitting that college and Neil Patrick Harris still in the car making some love stains in that bitch, and the extreme rage, let's get some fucking Mountain Dew. Those douchebags, fine ass Maria, Paula Garces, Harold just needing to find the courage to talk to her. Is another, like, obviously, man, it's on the list. I'm talking about it in the video. Clearly, it's one of my favorite comedies of all time. I personally, because NPH said, see you guys in the fourth one. I want a fourth Harold and Kumar movie. They actually, for the 10-year anniversary, should have done it in 2014. But now we're almost to the 10-year anniversary of Guantanamo Bay. We could do it then. I mean, we could do it then, man. What's up? I think Cal Penn is doing that Designated Survivor show with Kiefer Sutherland. John Cho is doing Star Trek movies, and I don't know what else he's on right now. And I believe because of NPH, they was both guest stars on How I Met Your Mother. And I could go for some fucking White Castle right now. Next, man, I'm gonna talk about probably, maybe, one of the most underrated movies on this list, and that's Hot Tub Time Machine. The title in itself is absolutely ridiculous, but it's insanely funny. Just four friends, man. Specifically, Rob Corddry trying to relive the glory days of high school in the 80s. They go to this resort that they used to go to back in the day. Chevy Chase is somehow related to this time machine. That happens to be a hot tub. They all go back. They're all their younger selves, except for Clark Duke, who was almost born at the time the movie takes place, or was almost conceived or something. It says in the movie, but the situations, because they're not quite used to, but they're trying to get used to Craig Robinson and his cheating on his wife, like smashing a groupie, but then he like calls and apologizes. Man, shit like that is funny as hell. And just the way like they affect history by making certain decisions. Like Hot Tub Time Machine is ridiculously funny. But I urge you, please stay away. If I ever do a worst sequels ever list, Hot Tub Time Machine 2 could easily be number 1. Hot Tub Time Machine 2 is hot garbage. Next on my list is Superbad. 10 years old this year. Without a doubt, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I could watch that shit on a loop and I would still find it funny. Again, like every single one of these movies is quotable for days. If a movie's quotable, man, I'm damn near hooked. If it's got interesting characters, I'm damn near hooked. Chris Mintz-Plasse, because of this movie, nobody calls him Christopher Mintz-Plasse. There's an off shot that somebody might refer to him as Red Mist or the motherfucker, but I'm 99.9999999% sure you see him and you're gonna, that's McLovin. Yeah, I am McLovin. Chicka, yeah, fake ID. All the dick drawings, the fucking, the blood on Jonah Hill's pants, McLovin getting stolen in the liquor store, Seth Rogen as a cop, that's funny. Bill Hader is his partner. This movie is damn near perfect. I'll probably rewatch it around the time it came out in August. Do a proper Letterboxd typed out review, and I'm pretty confident that I can give Superbad a 5 out of 5. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sure it's pretty spot on to Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's childhood. Next, I got Tropic Thunder. Easily, without a doubt, my favorite movie that Ben Stiller's directed. I told you, another 2008 R-rated comedy. 2008 was a gold mine for R-rated comedies. It's a movie about making a movie that turns into some real life shit. Robert Downey Jr. plays an Australian white dude playing an African American character. We trained actors, motherfucker. Not all, man. Most of the best lines in this movie are from Robert Downey Jr. Take away the Iron Man movies. Well, take away the Marvel movies, and I think Tropic Thunder is probably my favorite Downey movie. Jack Black is hilarious in this movie. Brandon T. Jackson, Jay Baruchel, Simple Jack, motherfucking Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey and Tom Cruise give like some of the best unexpected comedic performances ever. They're insanely funny. Like, I would love to see them do other comedies of this nature, because I think they kill it. But the McConaughey role was originally written for Owen Wilson, but some personal things made him bow out. But then months later, he come out with Marley and Me. I mean, he could have done Tropic Thunder instead of Marley and Me, man. Come on. I absolutely, the fake, like, once you see these fake trailers before the movie even starts, you know what you're getting into. Brandon T. Jackson is a rapper who's in the movie. His name is Alpa Chino. He's endorsing products called Booty Sweat and Bust a Nut. They're like energy drinks and candy bars. It's so stupid that you cannot help but laugh, but it's like, it's cleverly stupid. Like, it's not stupid in a date movie, epic movie, Meet the Spartans type of way. It's so hysterical. Next, I will be talking about the Jump Street series, based on the TV show from the late 80s, I want to say. directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who directed Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and directed the Lego Movie, and they're doing the Han Solo Star Wars spinoff. These movies, man, top 10 of both of their years. Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill just have the most insane chemistry. Before these movies, man, I never knew Channing Tatum could be this funny. Like, the 21 Jump Street is in high school. They're undercover cops. They went to school 10 years earlier than when the movie takes place. There's some real hysterical cameos toward the end, and once again quotable as hell. I think one of them starts to fit in, and then the other one is like having like separation anxiety, and there's animosity between them, jealousy between them, and Channing Tatum called Jonah Hill not so Slim Shady. That was funny as hell. Rob Riggle, Dave Franco, Brie Larson is in the first one, and then you got the second one. Was Amber Stevens is like Jonah Hill's girl, who ends up being involved in some semi-related to the funniest scene in 22 Jump Street is when Channing Tatum realized that Jonah Hill did something with somebody related to Ice Cube. Earlier before that, they call Ice Cube's office. They says it just looks like a big cube of ice. And what's the name? In 22 Jump Street, man, Channing Tatum like becomes this football star. No, and like they're pointing out the obvious. Yeah, like that too, man. These movies are like so self-aware and make fun of themselves while still being so creative, man. Like, since 22 Jump Street, I can't pull the funniest movie I've seen out of my ass. And I hope that there's nothing lined up for Phil Lord and Chris Miller after Han Solo, because I want, and I think I speak for a lot of fans, I want 23 Jump Street with no Men in Black whatsoever. It just needs to be 23 Jump Street. Base it around the fake trailers at the end of 22 Jump Street, and I'll still love the movie, hopefully. Next, I will speak on Wedding Crashers. And Wedding Crashers, along with, like I said, 40-Year-Old Virgin, like, helped like revive the R-rated comedy, man. With Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, they crash weddings, man. They're like divorce attorneys or some shit, but they crash weddings. They just go to weddings, show out, make an ass of themselves, pick up chicks until one of them gets involved with a chick and catches feelings, and a young Bradley Cooper is in it. Christopher Walken, Isla Fisher. It's the premise is just so ridiculous. You like think about some of these movies and it's like, how in the absolute fuck did anybody sign off on these movies? But at the time, Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, Ben Stiller, everything they did was gold. And this is no exception. Next, I will talk about The Hangover. The Hangover, the only good movie in that series. Like, 2 is fine. If 2 wasn't a sequel, if 2 was called The Hangover, it'd be funny as fuck. If the first one didn't exist and 2 came out on its own, it'd be a classic as much as the first one actually is. And I don't mind 3. They tried to do something different story-wise, but it's not as funny as the first one. I think the inclusion and the excessive use of Ken Jeong actually killed the sequels. Sorry, dog. You know who you are, but I'm going to tell this story. One of the funniest parts of the first Hangover is when Ken Jeong jumps out of that truck, bare-ass fucking naked. My man, who was sitting next to me, started choking on his fucking candy. It was so unexpected, and it was just so funny. And then, like, the chemistry between Bradley Cooper and Zach Galifianakis, and that shit, too. Zach Galifianakis was contained and was a little... There was something off about him, but he was funny. They made him too eccentric in the sequels, and it just wasn't funny. And then Mr. Chow being like trying to be friends with these dudes, it wasn't funny. It fucked up the series. And like, he was a gangster in the first one, and they took it too far. But the first one, man, with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson knocked Zach Galifianakis out cold. And Ed Helms and Heather Graham and like all the side plots, man, they all fit, man. All the supporting cast was funny. Like, I call The Hangover a comedy classic. And then the last movie I'm going to talk about in this long-ass video is American Pie. I love American Pie. Like, four friends who are just trying to lose their virginity before graduation. The cast chemistry, the situations, the Stifler is the Zach Galifianakis of the American Pie movies, and they did the same thing. They gave him more screen time, and they just tried to make him more outrageous. But I will say that the first 3 American Pie movies are better than the 3 Hangover movies, just matched up. Because I will say The Hangover is slightly funnier than American Pie. But it's like, American Pie is like coming of age, high school, it has heart, it has all these characters, and you care for all the characters. American Pie 2, I will vouch, is damn near as funny as the first one, and better than The Hangover 2, and then American Wedding is better than The Hangover 3. With Chris Klein, Eddie K. Thomas, Jason Biggs, Thomas Ian Nicholas. The cast is hysterical, man. Sean William Scott. I could really talk about American Pie all day, man. Like, from Oz joining choir to Finch, he must use the restroom in school. Jason Biggs and the Pie, man. And then that too. What's Jim's dad in the first movie? He's reserved. He's on a leash. He's another character that they gave more screen time to in the sequels, and I mean just for comedy, not for story. And man, these movies are just so funny, man. I lost count of how many movies I talked about. Definitely check them out, man, if you haven't seen some of them. I love every single comedy I talked about, obviously. What are some of your favorite comedies, favorite R-rated comedies? I know I really didn't get as old as maybe some of y'all would like me to had gotten, but these are some of my favorite R-rated comedies. I wanted to keep it relatively short as far as how many it was. Those are the first ones that came to mind. I didn't rank them. I'm finally watching Better Call Saul. So in June, I finally will give you guys my 10 favorite series, my 10 favorite TV series. Not sitcoms. I'm talking like Breaking Bad, The Wire, Dexter type series, dramatic series. And Netflix shows count too. So I'll give y'all that at the end of June. Like, subscribe, comments. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch the credits. Peace.